Welcome back, drifters. So today we're working on the RX7, and what we're doing is we're installing the new diff. Luckily, we got this new diff from our buddy Adrian. He's one of our subscribers, and I really appreciate the good deal we got from him. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take that diff, we're going to hook it up with some new seals, make sure it's good to go before we put it in there, because the last thing we want to do is put that diff in and find out, uh-oh, it's no good. So let's get to it. We're going to put in these seals and just kind of go one step at a time. Oh, no, it's just rounding. This thing's super stripped.
What about hitting it with some PB?
Yeah, that might help.
Look at that clean. Damn, look how clean that is now.
Yeah. I think I'm going to use the bolt from the other one since this one's so stripped. I'm just going to try this even though it's the wrong size. Yeah, no, I did not. Just going to strip.
I don't know how you do it.
Dang, whoever did this really.
So how do you get something like that off of you?
Well,
is there
worst case scenario, we remove this bolt and then we just drain it through here. Problem is that then if we ever have to do this, we're not gonna be able to do it in the car.
How do you do it though if you need to get it off? Like right now, like if we needed to, like
if I really need to get this off, I'd weld another nut to it. Like I weld a nut to the backside and then attach to that nut.
How smart is that?
Yeah, that's what I would do if I. But the problem is that this looks like it's aluminum. And I can't weld to aluminum. I mean, it's okay. I'll figure something out. Like I said, worst case scenario, we swap that with this.
I don't know how you swap it. So
You pull these things out, and then the bolts around here, this whole piece pops right off. It's all one piece. This and this. This whole thing here is one piece. Is that 23?
24 and 22.
Yeah, I tried the 24. It's a little too loose.
what about if we go buy a 23?
I mean, we could, but, well, we finally got it. But problem is, this fluid's not looking so great. It's got a weird film in it that does not look good. It looks like clutch material, so this would be interesting to see what we find when we open it up. There was also not a lot of fluid in here at all, surprisingly. So if you look in there, you can see some of the dirt and crap that shouldn't be in there, but we'll see how it is when we crack it open. So I got the bottom of this drain plug, and you can see there's a lot of this stuff. It's just a bunch of metal, and it's literally just pulling it right off. So you can see it's definitely metal shavings, which is probably clutch material and stuff like that. So not great, but we'll see how it is when we get it all back together. Here, is this better?
Yep.
Yeah,
cool.
you can see kind of how it grabs it.
Yep.
Alright, so now we're just popping these suckers out. You just put a little pry bar in there and it should just pop right out. Yep, just like that. So, yeah, it looks okay.
The fluid that came out, or lack thereof, had some stuff in it, but I mean,
It happens.
we just want to make sure it's okay.
Yep, the donga. So you can see where all this dark stuff is from. It's basically this seal here was definitely leaking at some point. So we're definitely pulling those seals, and we're going to change the one out on this side as well, just because we're here, and then we'll work on the front seal. This thing had a bunch of RTV on the outside, and it was just all flopping around.
It's literally just flopping off.
It may actually be part of the leak. Flip it over the other way real quick, and I want to show the little dongle inside.
The RTV booger, as you said?
There's a little RTV booger in here. Right there, a little booger. So yeah, this thing's been done before, but not in a good way. So, big problem. Looks like whoever torqued this bolt, because they had excess RTV, it literally cracked through the housing here. So you can see that it's definitely the bolt spinning in there, because they put way too much RTV in there, and it literally pushed right through the housing and cracked it.
As someone who doesn't have a big brain, smooth brain time, is it because it made excess pressure? Is that what caused it to crack?
Yeah, basically.
Because the RTV filled the gap that would normally
Yep,
allow
and it cracked
air?
it.
Okay. Look, here, you can take a whole photo of that crack through either side.
Look at that.
I mean, it's just gonna constantly leak would be the problem, right?
Yeah.
It's not like structurally, I mean, like, yeah, it's cracked, but I mean, it's not like a
Got that excess on there, like, dang. Yep. Dang. That's too bad.
So that little 1/2 inch,
Yep, that little guy right there. Rip.
that's what it did to your housing.
But we're gonna double check on this side. It's got a bolt in the exact same spot, so we'll see if it's fine on this side too. Well, that came out easy.
Uh-oh.
Is that one cracked?
There's a booger.
There's a booger there too, so we might be okay. That might be intentional design, and we might just be
Smooth brain.
smoothies. So what we're gonna end up doing is we're gonna end up draining ours and taking off the back housing of this one to inspect and see if it's the same thing, just to make sure that that is intended to be there. And if it is, then okay, fine, we'll just move forward. Otherwise, we'll just swap the housing on ours that we know is good onto that one. But this will also give us an idea whether or not this was the viscous or the regular like Torsen LSD that comes in it. It just depends on if it's an S4 or S5, I don't know. So we'll see. So now we're just gonna drain the fluid from ours to make sure that it's good.
Is it still purple is the question.
Nope.
No.
Well, it's got a little purple tint to it. Not exactly though. But there's definitely more fluid in this one. The other one was almost empty.
Yo, dude, talk about material.
That one got a lot? Oh yeah. I mean, that's to be expected though. This thing's been used and abused.
5 years of abuse right there.
That's a lot. Dude, look at all the fluid. That's so much more fluid than the other one had. The other one was nowhere near that. It was practically empty.
Is there something in here preventing this from coming out?
Nope. It should just pop out. Try not to go behind it like that because you're going to damage the housing. You don't want to wedge against that. You want to wedge up against the actual body of it.
That's just bending that.
Yeah, that's not good. Try the other side first then. We want to get something in there. That's why we need a bigger crowbar.
Yeah.
So we ran into an interesting predicament here. It looks like we have two different diffs. One I think is going to be for an S4 and one for an S5, but I'm not sure which one is which. So if you look at our diff, we got these out. These axle shafts are exactly the same size. Whereas the new diff, you have a long side and a short side. So I'm not really sure which one is which. So we're going to do some quick research and try to figure that out. Because yeah, it would be ideal if it wasn't viscous. And hopefully that's the new one and not the one we had. But we'll see. So we just looked it up and we discovered that having the short and the long means that it is the S5 viscous diff, which is not good. That's not what we want. So now I got some decisions to make. I'm gonna have to look up and see. Maybe we'll just look into a rebuild for this limited slip. I don't know.
Or, bear with me,
Weld it.
weld the new diff, the shitty one.
Oh, we could do that.
Put that in the car and then look up a rebuild kit for that one. But that takes a lot of time and effort.
Man, I don't know what we're gonna do. We need to think about this.
I don't like that.
Oh, there we go. Yep. Fingers crossed this thing will actually work and not be in here super, super tight, but it does not appear to be the case.